Next on the programme tonight, an interview with Sinead O'Connor in which she said that people who have a problem with her having 4 children from 4 different fathers need their heads examined. She said the Father's Day in her house with 4 different men visiting 4 different kids is a kind of a revolving door, but it's a good day. She said that this is just a modern family. And here's the question. Is she right, or is it screwed up when we hear of families like this? When a woman has 3 or 4 children for 3 or 4 different men, is it dysfunctional? Or is it just exactly what she said? A modern family? 6797104 is our telephone number. You can also, as I said, text your opinion to us to 53104. Elizabeth, you're on FM104. How are you, Elizabeth?
Fine, how are you?
I'm grand, thank you, Elizabeth. Now, what's your attitude to this? You don't see what the problem is here.
No, I don't, because it's a modern family, but it's because it's life.
It's life?
It's life. It's the way things happen in life. Unfortunately, good things happen to some people, and unfortunately, they don't happen to other people. And things come out in life worse for people than what they do for more people.
Okay, so you think that it's, perfectly normal?
It's not normal. No, it's not, but it's life. It's happening nowadays. What can you do?
Do you think it's dysfunctional?
It's not dysfunctional. Like, you have to get on with life no matter what happens. It's like a, God forbid, that or that, you know what I mean? You have to get on, so you do with life. It's life. You have to get on with life no matter what life throws at you. Good or bad.
Okay, so you don't see a problem really if there's several different men fathered several different children with a woman. You don't really see what the big deal is.
Well, I don't know, because maybe you don't know the circumstances, do you? Maybe they hadn't got a happy life, that they met the one man that really meant the thing to them, where he stayed with them. How do you know it's not the man? And it's not the women, you know what I mean? Like, it could be the man that's free and live and want to get out and get his bit about, like.
Okay, stay there for a second. Claire, you're on FM104. How are you, Claire?
Hiya.
Hiya, Claire. How are you?
I actually think, to be honest, I have a kind of a two-sided opinion on this, to be honest. Firstly, I don't think that anybody should be judging any woman for having children by different fathers. It's not really anybody's place to judge that situation. Because as the last...
But the reality of it is... The reality of it is that people... Claire, the reality of it is that people do judge.
I know, but I don't think that people should judge. I don't think that people should be so negative in thinking that they know people just from those circumstances. Do you know what I mean? And, it can be... you don't know what's going on there. Like, yeah, she could be with a partner, she could be with him for years, and she could... I myself now, I have one child by one man, and I was with him for 8 years, and I love him very much. We broke up, and I'm at the point now where it's difficult for me, because I would love to have more children, but I find it like I personally don't want to have children by different men, because I came from a family where there was different parents involved, and it became messy. Like, I had problems seeing my brother because he had a different mother than me, and that was very difficult for me. And I would prefer not to have that situation for any of my children, that they wouldn't have any difficulty in seeing any of their siblings, because as far as I'm concerned, a half sibling is the exact same for me as a full sibling. And I would prefer to avoid that kind of mess that I went through with my children. Now, that's not to say that I would judge anybody negatively for having children by different men, but I do think that people should avoid it, because it does get messy and it does affect the children involved. You know what I mean?
Even if all the kids have a solid, stable mother who's good to all of them.
Yeah.
I mean, they do have the one thing in common: they've the same mother.
What I'm saying is, it's. Even if you have a brilliant mother, and like I had a brilliant mother, everything was grand, but my father then went on to have a child with someone else, and I was not allowed to see that child, and I felt very strongly that was my brother. but I was not allowed contact with my brother, and that very much upset me as a child, because I think I should have been allowed to see him. But
Okay, stay there for a second, Tom. Why do you think it's ridiculous for a mother to to have 4 different children or 3 different children for 3 or 4 different fathers?
Well, if it's for what I think it is, it's great. But as well as that, right, they should bring in a license format that actually have kids, because some people, right, aren't, probably qualified to be parents. Do you know what I mean?
Say that again. They're what?
They're not qualified to be parents. They should have a license format that actually have kids, because if they're dysfunctional themselves or come from a dysfunctional family background, they're going to have the same thing repeated. History repeating itself,
Okay, so you believe that that it's dysfunctional?
Yeah. How many people is in the world at the moment? 7 billion?
Something like that, yeah.
Yeah, so it used to be 6. So it's gone up 1 billion. So it might go up another 1 billion maybe next year, and more baby booms and such like, and then food problems in the so-called, civilized world,
So do you think it is wrong for a woman to have 4 children for 4 different fathers?
Absolutely.
Is it not a modern family?
No. No such thing as a modern family. Modern families have gone out with the Indians. It used to be 6 people, 6 kids.
No, but it's a modern day type of family. 4 different kids for 4 different fathers. Sinead O'Connor is one example. Ulrika Johnson is another example. 4 different kids, 4 different fathers. What's the big deal?
There must be something wrong with their brain, Yeah. If they're doing it, don't follow their example. Don't just. What we should do is the human race should just sit back and take stock and just stop for a while, right? Let's say stop having babies or whatever it is, right? Whatever you want to call it, giving birth, procreation, whatever you want to call it, right? Just for at least 20 years, and just give us all a chance just to get things right. If we don't do that, the human race will never learn. Ever.
All right, stay there for 1 second. 6797104 is our telephone number. Excuse me. Is there anything wrong with, a woman having 4 different children for 4 different fathers? Sinead O'Connor has spoken out publicly today, as she does have 4 different children for 4 different fathers. She said in an interview that people who have a problem with this need their heads examined. She said that this is a modern family. Breda, you're on FM104. How are you, Breda?
Hi, Adrian. How are you?
Grand, thank you, Breda. Now, what's your view on this?
These women, they're disgusting. Have they never heard of protection and contraception? They are.
Well, I'm sure they have.
Excuse me, they are leeches on society, leeches on people like myself and my husband, people like yourself who's working. These women are absolutely despicable.
Despicable in what way, like?
What gives them the right to go around acting like little slappers? That's all they are, and that's a word I rarely use, but they are just slappers.
Right, because, you could be in a relationship, Breda, say, and you have a baby for that man, and that relationship doesn't work out, and then you go on to another relationship, and you have a baby with that man.
With somebody until you know it's going to work out, bottom line.
But sure, whoever knows it's going to work out? Whoever knows that it's going to work out?
I'm sorry, but these women are the typical women that have kids before marriage. They're not these type of women. They're not exactly the settle down and marrying type. These women know what they're doing. They're doing it for their benefits. And because
well, now you can't say that about Sinead O'Connor. Do you know what I mean?
Adrian, she's hardly the picture of sanity, is she? I wouldn't exactly be taking advice from Sinead O'Connor or following what she has to say.
No, but the point I'm making is it's hardly for benefit Sinead O'Connor's doing it. She's got money in her own right.
Like that, she's just a slapper. She's crazy.
And if I'm not mistaken, that woman in particular, and I don't really like discussing people's private lives like that, but she did give an interview about it, and she was in a relationship with all of the fathers of all of her children.
I don't care how many relationships she was in. If she had her first child with the first relationship that didn't work out, she should have learned to keep her legs closed and stop going around like a dirty little hussy, because that's all she is. And if any of my daughters ever grew up like that, I would absolutely crucify them. There would be big trouble. Do you know what? It just wouldn't happen, because I'd rear my children better than that.
And this is because...
Despicable. Absolutely disgusting women. They're not even women. I wouldn't even call them women. They're not women.
Because a woman happens to have a child with several different men, they're not women. They're
not ladies. They're not women. They're not. They're slappers. And that's a word I don't throw around a lot. But that is what they are. They are slappers. It's disgusting, despicable behaviour. And if any of my daughters did it, they wouldn't be getting back into my house.
They wouldn't be getting back into your house. So if one of your daughters had a child with a second man, they wouldn't be getting back into your house.
No, they wouldn't be, because I've told my daughters, you wait until you're with the right man, until you're married to have children. Now, I understand things can go wrong. When you're in a relationship with somebody for a long time, I can let that go. But I mean, these women who are getting pregnant from multiple men, let's put it this way: if that happened to my daughter, she'd be gone. She wouldn't get back. She wouldn't have a home in my house. She wouldn't have a place.
But is this... This is what Sinead O'Connor said today, that this is just a modern family and people need to get over it. In fact, her exact words were, people who have a problem with this need their heads examined.
Well, that's ironic, isn't it? Because she's actually the person who needs to have her head examined. This isn't a modern family. A family is made up of a father and their children, and the children usually are a product of the father. These aren't modern families. Do you know what I'd call this? I'd call it a mess. Anybody in this situation is in a mess. They should have gone to the chemist, bought some contraception. I've already spoken to my daughters about the contraception, and they told me whenever it comes to that time, there will be contraception used, and they will ensure that this doesn't happen. Because they know how strongly I feel about this. It makes me sick when I see people like this who have kids for different men, kids hanging out around the place, all over the place. It's dirty. And it's disgusting. And they're
dirty and disgusting. Sandra, you're on FM104. How are you, Sandra?
Hey, how's it going?
Grand, thank you. Now, what did you want to say on this?
Well, I have children for two different fathers, and I don't like that woman's attitude.
I don't like my attitude. Why couldn't you find one man and keep your children with the same man? Why do you have to go out sleeping around? Why do you have to go basically selling yourself?
It's not like years ago. Obviously, your mother, you're living in olden times.
It's like years ago. Respect for yourself never changes. You should always.
Plenty of respect.
We have respect for ourselves, and nowadays you should still have respect for yourself.
Come in, I'll tell you something. Where are you from?
I don't think it really matters where I'm from.
Yeah. Well, you want to come down a peg or two there, because. I tell you.
I think you'll find the phrases come down a peg or two, but that's...
And so, Sandra, could you ever imagine yourself having another child with another man? Sandra?
Pardon?
Are you with the father of your second child?
No, I'm single mother, and sorry while we're on the subject.
You're a disgrace and a leech on society.
Yeah, well, come in, I'll tell you something. Yeah, I'm a single mother, I'm a lone parent. Before I had my children, I've always worked, okay? Nobody wants to be on benefits. I certainly don't want to be on benefits. But nobody knows what's around the corner or what's going to happen.
Because you're leeching on my taxes and on everybody else's taxes. You're a parasite and you're disgraceful and despicable.
Well, I hope you never lose your job, because I tell you, you're eating them words.
For yourself and zero respect
eating
for
them
your
words if you're on the dole.
You're obviously not putting the needs of your children first.
Oh, my children's needs are always first. My children are my number one priority.
Was that when you're finished having sex with every man out there? That your children come first?
Probably having sex with your husband and you don't even know it.
Do you know what? You're just a typical classless, tacky, horrible girl. That's all you are. You have zero respect for yourself.
You sound like...
you sound like a walking doormat.
Yeah, you sound like you haven't got a life and you're miserable.
You actually sound like, forgive my French, you sound like a sperm bank. That's what you sound like.
Oh, that's disgusting.
Yeah, it is disgusting.
Well, I'm sorry, I know it's vile. I don't usually speak like this, but people like this, I get so...
Ew, people like this,
It's so tedious.
Yeah, whatever.
Because it keeps happening.
Sandra, here's the question. Could you ever envisage yourself having a third child with a third father?
Oh yes, I would. Yeah, if I met someone and I was happy, I'm not in a hurry to have another child at the moment, but I wasn't too like. Ideally, I would like to be with somebody, but nobody knows what's going to happen and what's around the corner. Ideally, I'm happy the way I am. I'm with my children at the moment. And
What makes you happy? You know, most people strive for a career and a family with the same man, but what makes you happy is the fact that you have different children. You're probably living in a council estate as well.
And how would you know? You don't even know me. You're just.
You know what? You're the typical kind that we're talking about. Do you know what I mean? Like you're exactly what we're discussing.
No, I'll have you know. I actually
advertisement. You know.
Yeah.
That's all you are. You're disgusting.
Okay, stay there for 1 second. John, you're on FM104. How are you, John?
Evening, boss.
Now, what do you want to say on this?
First of all, a woman. I've got to ask this before I make my points. How old is the first girl?
Sorry, how old is what?
How old is the first caller?
Which first caller?
The first girl.
Sandra.
Yeah. Is that the well-spoken girl? Is it?
That's Breda.
Yeah. How old is Breda?
How old are you, Breda?
I'm in my 30s.
Yeah, I doubt very much. I doubt very much you are, Breda, but whatever. Adrian, the point is this, right? A woman can have 300 kids, 3,000 kids, 3 million kids, as long as those kids are paid for. As long as the father of those children meet his financial responsibilities.
Excuse me, John, the thing is that they're not being paid for, not by the fathers, and a lot of the time it's people like myself.
Breda, you're not in your 30s.
Can you stop interrupting me?
Breda, you're not in your 30s, right?
You're extremely rude.
You're not in your 30s.
Excuse me, I am.
You're aiming, and what you're doing, hang on. Breda, calm down. In aiming for sophistication, what you're actually doing is you're revealing yourself to actually sound even younger. Yes, that's what you're doing. You're not in your 30s, Breda, and you know you're not.
But what's that got to do with the conversation, John?
I can't understand why she just can't come on to a radio station, make her point in a very kind of normal way without trying to, bring about this air of false sophistication.
Your way of trying to get your point across.
Sorry, John, this is totally off the topic. Can we get back to the conversation in hand here?
Well, my point, we'll leave that alone because it's a little silly. As long as the children are being paid for, right? We're talking about somebody having about 3 or 4 kids from 3 or 4 different fathers, right? I think if
Sandra, are your 2 kids by 2 different fathers being paid for? By their fathers?
By their fathers?
Yeah.
Does that make a difference?
Well, it does, because if they're not being paid by the fathers, then the state is paying for them, and the state is under no obligation to pay for your children.
Slow down, I can't hear what you're saying.
You want me to repeat all that, do you? Did you hear what I said, Adrian?
I heard perfectly what you said, yeah.
I didn't hear what you said.
She's got a dog in the background.
I said that it matters a great deal that your kids... It matters a great deal who is footing the bill for your kids, because if the fathers of those children are not footing the bills for the kids, then the state is footing the bill for your kids. And since the state didn't have your kids, it should not be the responsibility of the taxpayer to foot the bill for your kids.
Yeah, how do you know the father's even around? How do you know they're not dead, or like?
Right. Well, then, if the fathers are not around, why are you having kids you can't afford?
Why do I have kids I can't afford?
If the fathers are not around, and you said, how do I know the fathers are around at all? I don't. My response to you is that if the fathers of the children are not around, what are you doing having kids you can't afford? Adrian, the hiatus tells me everything.
Yeah, but I agree with you, actually. Denise, you're on FM104. How are you, Denise?
Hiya. I have 8 kids.
Yep.
And 3 different fathers are involved in them.
Okay.
Why don't the first girl breed, is it?
Breda, are you still there?
I am, yeah.
You have some neck coming on here saying that we're all slags and this and that. Doesn't matter how many.
Sorry, can I just ask you how many children did you say you have? 8.
She's 8.
How many different fathers? 8 as well, is it?
No, well,
3. Oh wow! Wow, you managed to have more than one with the same father. Well, aren't you a classic?
Oh, yeah, I did. Yeah, you're a cheeky little thing, aren't you?
Sorry?
You're a cheeky little thing.
Well, I'd rather
You
be
only kids yourself, have you?
than a
You
hussy.
only kids of your
You
own.
know what? You were dragged up. You were absolutely dragged
Dragged
up.
up, says the one that's on the phone giving a load.
And
You
do you know
sound like a
what? Do
fucking
you know what's
TV
really
actor.
tragic about people like yourself? Often the kids of people like yourself tend to go the same direction.
No, sorry, my kids haven't even got kids yet.
Sorry?
My kids haven't even got kids yet.
No, not yet. But
Yeah, no, they won't either now.
No.
Now, sorry, what's your name? Denise, what do you say to people who believe that it is dysfunctional to have that many children for that many fathers?
Why can't you have kids for different people? What's the big difference?
Why can't you have kids for the same person?
Because maybe the first person was a junkie, the second person was an alcoholic.
Then a junkie and an alcoholic, you really know how to pick them, don't you?
Oh, was he an alcoholic?
Maybe if you put
Was he an alcoholic when I got with him? No, he wasn't. And I don't think
Yeah, well, you probably turned into alcohol, but that's besides the point. What I'm saying is, why don't you put as much effort into finding a decent man to spend your life with and have the same...
Do you want kids of your own?
Yes, I do, yes.
And how many have you got? 3 children. Are they for the same man?
Yeah.
Are they for the same man, yeah?
Yeah, they're both with my
Not
husband.
everyone's like you. Not
And you know
everyone's
what?
like you.
Well, excuse me, you just said a junkie and an alcoholic. Now that just shows what kind of person you are and what kind of people you attract.
What are you talking about?
You read
that I had them kids for were great at the start.
Really?
All fellas are
I
great.
bet you turn them to drugs.
Can I ask you, Denise, are you not with any of them now?
No.
And
That makes me sick, Adrian.
what do you mean it makes you sick?
That makes me sick.
Do you not accept, Rita, that life works in strange ways, and you know when you get with somebody, you do plan staying with them, but it doesn't always work that way.
Yes.
Life works in strange ways, Adrian. But this woman just said she was with a junkie and an alcoholic.
God love you, bleeding fella being with you, you bleeding psycho. Don't know how he's laughing at you.
As I said before, I'd rather be a psycho than a hussy.
A hussy. A hussy.
Do you know what? Are the fathers of your children paying for their kids? Do you mind me asking?
Yeah.
Oh, they are. So basically, what you really have done, it's prostitution. I mean, you've gotten with these guys.
You have some.
You've got. Excuse me. Let me finish.
No, I won't let you finish. Go back to Black Rock or something, will you?
Okay, stay there for 1 second. Elizabeth, why are you fuming?
That woman has a cheek to get on the phone and call any woman a slut or a whore or anything. Nobody chooses to take a child on themselves. The man has a deal as well. If a man can put his coat on and walk away from a family, tell that other idiot to stop calling women sluts and whores. She doesn't know what her husband's up to behind her back. I was married for 23 years and my husband walked out and left me with a 12-year-old child.
Well, do you know what? That's absolutely different. The thing about
it's no different than any other girl. They're all fighting for their children. They're all fighting in the same corner for their children. How dare you get on the phone and call any woman a fucking whore or a prostitute?
Excuse me, if
you don't ever use that word to another woman on that show.
You're an absolute lost cause. I can't even listen.
You are a lost cause. You know what you are? Love, you know what you are? Mrs. Wouldn't touch you. You go away with that, you idiot, you fool. You fool. That's all you are, a fool. You think your kid is not going to go up and do the same? Do you think that your kid is going to go up and bite the feet off the same?
You could stand, and a lot of your listeners...
I can stand here. I can't stand. You know, I couldn't stand you. I'd get sick all over you. Your husband must turn his back on you every night.
If I was your mother...
against another woman. You're cheeky to get on to a woman.
Let me ask you, Elizabeth, is there anything wrong in a woman having 3 or 4 different children for 3 or 4 different fathers?
Some of them are wasters. Not the men. The women.
All of them are wasters.
Women are always, and the women will raise the children. And it doesn't mean to say because the girls are left for the children, they're whores or prostitute or tramps. A man can put his coat on at any time of day or night and walk out that door and leave the girl with the children.
Well, do you
understand that? You understand that? How is it the woman's fault? How is it the woman's fault? It's the man. You know, hold on a minute. Did your mommy ever tell you if Stanley Cock has no conscience? Did your mommy ever tell you that?
No, because
I'm a grandmother. I'm a mother and I'm a grandmother. I am a mother and I'm a grandmother. And I will tell you one thing now. You made me feel ashamed to be a woman the way you're carrying on. How dare you talk about any other young woman?
I make you feel ashamed to be a woman.
How do you think you're the police make them girls feel tonight with young children? And you got on your mouth and put them down. How dare you put anybody down? Who do you think you are?
I'm only saying it.
Who do you think you are? You should be ashamed of yourself. You know what? You get down on your knees and thank God you're on your feet. Because I can tell you one thing, girl. If I knew where you are, I'd give you the wake-up call you need.
Oh, do you know what?
You are a waste of space.
You're absolutely just...
How dare you call another woman sitting waiting her children, and you have Stuart on the phone. Where's your children tonight? Where's your children tonight? Where's your children tonight?
My children are in the house.
They're in the house. And do you think that because them girls have 4 children, that their children is not in the house and asleep getting ready for school in the morning? Did you not give one thought for that before you called them the sluts and the horse? How dare you?
Hang on a minute.
You should be a cheek yourself. How dare you? How dare you speak to a woman like that or call any woman like that?
Because you're really, really doing my head.
Because you know what you do. Let's take the marble out of your mouth, love.
Okay, Elizabeth, I want to read a text that's just come in a second ago, and it says, Adrian, Breda is 100% right. Ask that girl if she would like one of her daughters to end up having multiple children with multiple fathers, or would she prefer her daughter to be married and settled with one man?
Jed, many people, come on, Jed. Marriages don't work these days. Marriages don't work. And many men is having affairs, and many women is having affairs. Sometimes the marriages don't work. And who's left with the children? It's the mother all the time. The fathers put on their coat and walk away from the marriage, and the woman is there, and she has to look after the children. Now, don't point the finger, because the whole 10 points back at themselves, Jerry.
Okay, I don't know who Jerry is, but let me go to Debbie. You're on FM104. How are you, Debbie?
Hi, Adrian. I'm missing the last hour. I'm losing the plot sitting here. I'm absolutely freaked out. I'm sorry, but I am going to say anyone can have a mistake. Of course, you get pregnant. That can happen to anybody. But you don't make 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, and 7, and 8 bleeding mistakes, okay? You just don't unless you're stupid and pick, okay? Now, and then all different fathers and the kids going down with their half brothers and sisters. I'm sorry, but whoever that other woman is talking as in, marriages break up. Of course they break up. My mother and father divorced when I was bleeding 4. But at least she had 3 kids from the same bleeding man.
You see, that's what this conversation is about, Elizabeth.
I had 4 children from the same man.
And then this conversation doesn't apply to you.
6 children by 2 women. And he looks after his children.
So why are you eating the head off the other girl then for?
What? Sorry? Because I tell you now, I wouldn't allow him call any woman a prostitute or the way you're called. That girl
actually didn't call anybody anything. I just come on. So I didn't call anybody anything.
Not you.
I just don't agree with people. Look, anyone can get caught pregnant. Look, hold on a minute. Right? Hold on a second. You've had to say, whoa, you've had to say, let me have mine. I'm only on. Thank you. Have a bit of respect here, okay? I don't think it's a problem. Well, actually, you need to bleed and cop on to yourself, because basically the way you're speaking is very wrong, okay? Look, anyone can get caught pregnant. It can happen to anybody.
Yes, of course.
You don't get 2, 3, 4, and 6 and 7 mistakes. That's not a mistake. It's called bleeding stupidity. Okay?
One of the girls not coming on there.
No, I'm not talking about anybody else. I'm talking about what you said, and I'm telling you what I think. Okay? Don't worry about anybody else. I'm talking about what I think and what you said, and I'm telling you it's okay to have a mistake. It can happen to anybody, but you don't go out and have 2 and 3 and 4 and 6 mistakes by all different bleeding fellas. You don't do that, and if you do, then you're a fucking idiot and have no respect for yourself. That's my point.
But you know what? You're living in the dark ages. The girls today.
Oh, really?
Come here. The girls today, as I've often said now, and I agree with you at one point, there's plenty of things out there now to prevent.
You should be promoting that rather than calling all the names under the bleeding sun that you're using.
Now, the other lady there, the other woman there,
I don't agree with the name she called, but I agree with what she's trying to say.
The language there, what she called the girls was unfair. As I said, a man can put his coat on and walk away from his family.
Well, hold on a second.
Denise, you've already said, hang on for 1 second. Denise, you've already said that you have 3 kids by one dad, and that's fine, okay? Now, what do you think of, for example, a woman having 4 different kids for 4 different fathers? Hello, Denise? Sorry, Elizabeth. Sorry, my apologies. Elizabeth.
Me?
What do you think of a woman having 4 different children for 4 different fathers?
Stupidity.
If they keep in contact with the children,
stupidity.
Okay? And if you
don't once, you're not stupid to get caught the second time, unless you're really pissed.
Jeremy, they don't need a father. If the father walks away, you don't have to chase him anymore.
I'm sorry. I think a child deserves a father.
Exactly, they do, but there's not many men. There's not many men ready to stand up.
Oh my God! Why do women do this all the time? Okay. No, I'm sorry, but I come from a different kettle of fish than what you're. I missed out on a lot. Now my mother wasn't. My mother was married and divorced. Yeah. Now thank God, I had a very, 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 very good mother, a lady.
So did I.
Now, in all honesty. I knew who my father was. So did my brothers. It's not like we had 2 different fathers.
I know who my father is. I know who my mother is.
But you don't understand that the kids of today could be married to half-bleeding brothers and sisters, and it's wrong. It's wrong. It's wrong. The contraception today is Jesus, you could knock on someone's door and get a pill, and yet they still keep getting pregnant. There's no excuse.
No,
I'm sorry, but look, I'll tell you I'm 44 years of age.
Can I ask you a question?
I have no kids before you ask. And you know why I have none? Because I was cute enough.
Are you against abortion?
No, I'm not.
No, I'm not. Well, then what are you on about then? What are you on about?
No, I'm not against it. No, I'm not.
Care them 4 children, or the kids see their father, whichever father it is sees them. My son has 6 children, and he looks after them very well. He's
your son.
Looking after
your son.
My son has 6 children. He has 2 by one girl and 4 by another, and he looks after the 6 children.
Well, I never dispute. I just said fair play to your son. What more do you want me to say?
No, I'm not saying
hang on,
you asked me why is against abortion. What's that going to
we're totally getting off the topic now. This is totally unrelated to what we're talking about. Elizabeth, do you think in this day and age that a woman having 4 different kids for 4 different fathers is a modern family?
It happens every day of the week.
It's not a day.
But it doesn't happen every day of the week now, Elizabeth. Elizabeth, it wouldn't be overly common now for a woman to have 4 different kids for 4 different dads.
Not for a long time. Not for a long time.
I agree, it happens. I wouldn't say it's happening every day of the week.
People don't have to get onto the show and call the ladies them names.
Well, I didn't, so don't say on about me because I didn't do that. I just said it's stupidity.
They had a fellow on the show the other night that couldn't get through to you, and he said that all the young girls were good, all the women were good for was lying on their back. Now,
he has no respect for women.
Now, the women today should be behind one another, not against.
Wait a minute. The women of today have no respect for themselves. So why the hell should they expect men to have respect for them? They have no respect for themselves.
What about the men?
Do you understand it's a two-way street?
Put it all down on the woman.
Street. It's a two-way street. If women don't have respect for themselves...
He's calling on... Your man could go out the street and call himself a man. And
guess what? So can a woman.
Tonight.
A woman is
given a name and she can do it for the rest of her life.
Yeah, well,
and a woman got on the phone there tonight and called them...
So can a woman. Can a woman. Are you listening to yourself? So can a woman. Which is why they have bleeding 4 kids from 4 different bleeding fathers.
I said, when a man lies down with a woman... and call himself when a woman is called a prostitute and a whore, and she's this and she's that.
Well, no, Elizabeth, hang on there for 1 second because I'm getting a bit of a headache now. Anne, you're on FM104. How are you, Anne?
How are you, Adrian?
Now, Anne, you agree with what that lady breeder was saying?
Yeah, 200%.
200%.
Yeah.
That it is wrong for a woman to have 3 or 4 different children for 3 or 4 different fathers?
Definitely, yeah.
What's so wrong about it?
Well, I had 7 children for the same father, so I can't understand this at all. Having a baby is such an important part of your life.
Mm-hmm.
So I can't understand how they have to set for different men all the time. Do you know what I mean? Because when they have to grow up, I just don't understand it at all. And the fact that the state has to pay for most of them. Because don't tell me that the husbands, the fellas hang around. No, not husbands.
Okay, but you've heard what Elizabeth said. She said it happens every day. You move on, build a bridge, basically.
No, it's the modern society that we're living in today. It's okay for people to do that. It's wrong. Having a baby is an important thing to do, as I said. You have to think it through.
It takes 2 to take a baby. Why should one get blamed on it?
Listen, it takes 2 people, I know that, but the woman should have a bit of sense. If she's had a baby.
It shouldn't be only the woman to have the sense. It takes 2 to make a baby. Not 1, 2.
You know that.
2. So the two of them should take responsibility.
You're an awful mouth. If a woman has already had children.
I think you want to go back to school. You want to learn about contraception.
I have 4 daughters, and thank God everything went okay for them.
I have 2 sons and 2 daughters, and I have 13 grandchildren. Okay. I know what I'm speaking about. Yes.
Listen to people.
Yes, that's what I'm very proud. My sons make me very proud the way they look after their children, and my daughters does the same. So I'm not like you.
You're on the radio saying it's so.
One of these ones goes and bites a bee off the same tree.
Anne, can I ask you, on the other line here I have Denise, who has 8 children for 3 different fathers. What do you think of that?
She's pathetic. Absolutely pathetic.
You still there, Denise?
Yeah, I am.
Yeah, you're pathetic, Denise.
I'm pathetic.
You haven't got a brain to know.
No, I don't. How old are you? You're about 80, that's why.
No, I'm not. No.
Yeah, well, you're older than me.
I sound, but I'm not 80 by any means.
You're older than me. You got married.
What age are you?
Get over it.
You're going to be older than me when your time comes. I'll tell you one thing.
No, I'm not.
Having babies for different men.
No, my youngest are twins and they're 5, so no, I wouldn't be having more.
Well, you definitely haven't got a brain anyway.
No, I don't.
You've no brain.
Yeah, I don't. No. Yeah,
you think, Anne, that it is pathetic for a woman to have 3? She has 8 children for 3 different fathers.
This day and age,
my kids are looked after.
This day and age, birth control is readily available.
Yeah.
Absolutely. They're out there for anybody. There's no need to be meeting these people and having babies for them.
My children get looked after.
People they are that they're meeting.
My children get looked after very well. That's the main thing. And I do it by
I would imagine. By the state.
Yeah. That's what everyone
thinks. That's my taxes and my husband's taxes. And my whole family.
It is. So I don't work now.
Keeping your children.
I don't work myself now.
I don't believe you do for a minute. No.
Why don't you
have the
believe
intelligence to work?
Why don't you believe that?
Why don't you lie down and have more babies and get more money?
No, I don't want to. No, it's grand.
The pathetic person that comes along.
You're pathetic as well, then.
Keep you going.
Well, stay there for a second, both of you. Fiona, what do you think is dysfunctional about this?
Jeremy, no one is...
Well, I'm Adrian. No, go on.
Sorry, I was just talking to Jeremy. Sorry, Adrian. No one seems to get the bigger picture here. In 20 years' time, we're going to have a huge problem with all these different families. For the reason being, we're going to have blood tests to make sure that they're not marrying their brothers or their sisters.
Exactly.
And that's what's going to happen. And having all these babies is all well and good. But when it comes down to 20 years or 15 years' time, and this is the truth of it, Adrian, you know what I'm saying? We are going to have blood tests to make sure that they are not marrying their own siblings. And I understand 1 or 2 mistakes, or 1 or 2 parents, 2 children from 2 different dads. But after that, I think it's an absolute joke. That girl has 3 different families, basically, from 3 different daddies.
Do you accept that, Denise? That you've
No, I don't, because all my kids see their fathers, and we all live in the same house, so it's not like they're all split up everywhere all over the world, the way they're putting it.
No, you're not getting the bigger picture here. You're not getting the bigger picture. We're talking about 15, 20 years' time down the road, when all of these different families all come together and they start wanting to have their own families and mixing. And they end up having second kids that are their brothers and sisters. Because not everyone is going to tell the truth. Do you understand what I'm saying, Adrian?
Yes, I understand exactly what you're saying. Yes, I do.
Yes, they know all the relations, so why would they go off and have kids for...
You're one of the lucky ones, but not everyone...
Oh, sorry, I lost one on the line. Sorry, that was Anne. Yeah, go on, Fiona, say that again.
Not everyone is going to know if they have different one-night stands here, there and everywhere. Not everyone knows the background from the situation that they're coming from. And we're going to end up with a society in a few years. It's going to be a very fucking mixed-up society because of what these mothers are doing. It's very easy to go to bed with somebody and have sex and make a baby.
I was with all the fathers for a very long time, so no, I just didn't have one night stand.
No. 3 different families from 3 different daddies, to me.
And that's my problem, not yours.
Yeah, well, I think you're
giving it loads about my family. I look after my children by myself. You do it.
Where are the deadbeat daddies then? Where are they?
They feed their kids. It doesn't matter where they are.
Do they maintain them? Do they maintain them?
Yes, they do, yes.
So the state doesn't maintain them?
No, they don't.
So you're telling me that you're living off all the money that all the daddies... Well, you're one of the very lucky ones, I have to say.
Yeah, I am, I know.
Lucky ones.
And in fairness, you will be one of the lucky ones now,
one of the lucky ones. And
Denise.
As far as I'm concerned,
Denise as well, Adrian.
Listen, you keep how many kids?
8.
So you must be working morning, noon and night to keep 8 kids.
No, why would I be working morning, noon and night?
I've got one, and I know how much it costs to just have one. So I can imagine what it costs to have 8.
Look after 8 and see how you feel. I'm doing great on my own, and I don't need no man. Anyways.
Every child needs a father figure in it.
Yeah, but what Fiona, what she's saying is that all her children do have a father figure.
Adrian,
So where's the big deal here? It just so happens they've all got different father figures, but they all have a father figure.
Society nowadays, 3 different daddies for 3 different lots of families in the one house. It's a disgrace.
No.
Well, stay there for 1 second. John, you're on FM104. How are you, John?
How's it going?
Grand, thanks, John. 3 different daddies for 3 different fathers for 3 different
families.
Yeah, it's a disgrace, says Fiona.
Well, how is it a disgrace, though? I don't believe it being a disgrace because you have 3 different fathers. That just means that you have different relationships. And if you have different relationships, that's up to her choice of how she finds love.
Yeah, thanks, John.
Finds love, yeah, by having more babies and more babies and more babies.
And I don't
So then what you're doing then is you're discriminating against people in all the Asian countries having kids, and they have the highest population in the world.
How can she divide her time with her 8 kids properly? How can you do that?
Whoa.
How can you do that? You can't do it.
Well, now, this is a conversation about having 8 kids, Fiona. That's completely separate to what we're talking about.
Adrian, I still think it's absolutely ironic, and I think it's stupid to have 3 different families for 3 different daddies. I think it's absolutely appalling. Some people have
so many daddies, but one mommy. Put it that way.
Listen, there's only so much a mammy can do. Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay, let me bring in one last call on this, and that's you, Sonia. You're on FM104. How are you?
Adrian, I have a friend that has 3 kids, right?
Mm.
And they have 2 different daddies. She's an amazing woman. She does everything for her children. And I mean everything. Like, she gives them what she can.
And sorry, did you say she's 3 different kids for 3 different daddies?
No, for 2 different daddies.
Right.
And she does everything, like, for the kids.
And what's the point you're making?
What's the point? You don't need a dad to look after you. You'll always have your mother. Yeah, the dad can go off, do everything, what they want, what they can do. Yeah, they don't need to stick their dicks in to get a bull pregnant and then they fucking walk away.
Well, she is right. She is right. She mightn't be phrasing it in the classiest ways, but she is right.
I'm not being bad. Do you know what? Figures. No, you don't. Do you know what? I'm not being bad. I abuse our fucking snobs on this show. Do you know what? It takes a real woman to raise their child instead of a father. You don't need a father in your life. You'll always have your fucking mother. And see that girl? Yeah, she'd be the proper woman to them kids because she's absolutely right.
Okay, so you don't see what the problem is here with a woman having kids for loads of different fathers.
No, I don't.
You don't? All right, okay. Look, I'm going to have to wrap this up. Let me read out some of your texts before I do. Adrian, I love your show, especially on nights like this, women fighting about nothing. Seriously, we're in the 21st century and it's a modern world. All that matters that the family you're living with is a happy home. It doesn't matter how many fathers or mothers you have, as long as you feel well in your home, says Felix. I think it's wrong, but this is the exception. If a young mother fell pregnant and the father leaves and nothing to do with the child, and the mother meets a new guy, and after a few years they have a child together, and the relationship doesn't work out, and in the future she meets a guy and marries the one for her, and down the road he wants his own child, they all live happily ever after, says Jenny in Rush. And one last text. I know a lad who's dating his half-sister for 2 years before they found out. He met her in Canada when he left Ireland to get work. They have since split up but have a child. Their life is a total mess, says Alan in Kildare. And that's the point that Fiona was making. It's exactly the point that Fiona was making.